If you're a federal worker or military service member and you want to know if your TSP, your Thrift Savings Plan, has a vesting requirement, you're in the right place. So your Thrift Savings Plan, your TSP, is different from your federal pension. Your federal pension has a 5-year vesting requirement. Does your TSP have a vesting requirement? Yes and no. So first of all, what is vesting? Vesting is when you're 100% entitled to something after a period of time. So it's like being tenured in a college. So this example deals with stocks, but it's the same thing with the TSP. So if you have a 2-year vesting period, before the second year, you have nothing. Year 0, year 1, up to year 2, you have nothing. And then after that, you're fully vested. So in finance, we call that the zone of nothing. And then after that, you're fully vested. So how does that apply to your TSP? Even if you make 0 contributions to your TSP, your agency or the military will still contribute 1%. That's before any agency matching. So even if you contribute 0%, they're still contributing 1% per pay period for the entire time that you're employed for the federal government. After that, if you do want to make contributions, they will match it. So for the first 3%, they will match it dollar for dollar. And for the next 2%, they'll match it 50% for every dollar. So that if you contribute 5%, you're going to get the 4% agency match plus that 1%. So it's 5% total. So to get the maximum match, you would contribute at least 5% of your salary to the TSP. So anything above this 1% and the agency match, you get to keep all of that. The amount you put in is yours. The agency match above the 1% is 100% yours. You get to keep it whether you stay in the government or you leave. However, that first 1% that they're going to give you, whether or not you contribute to the TSP, and no matter how much, that has a vesting period. So this 1% contribution has a vesting period, and that's going to vary depending on whether you're military or civilian and your job title. So if you are in the military and you're in the blended, so if you're in the military and you're in the BRS, the blended retirement service, that 1% will vest after 2 years. So if you leave before 2 years, they get to keep that. After 2 years, it's yours. After 2 years, you're allowed to make contributions where the military would match that, and those contributions that you make and that matching contribution, 100% yours. But for the first 2 years, that 1% contribution doesn't vest until after 2 years. If you're a civilian employee, that 1% doesn't vest for 3 years. So in the civilian service, that would not vest for 3 years with a few exceptions, but the 1%, but the amount that you contribute and the agency match, you get to keep all of that, but that 1% that they give you, whether or not you contribute, that does have a vesting period, and that vesting is 3 years for most federal employees. The only ones that have a 2-year vesting period are these employees right here. And this is from tsp.gov, and I will put a link to the source documents in the description. But the people who have a 2-year vesting on that 1% instead of a 3-year are the senior executives, Schedule C, which are political appointees, and members of Congress and congressional employees, because they're so important. And just a reminder that your TSP is in addition to your, and just a reminder that if you're not over age 50 and making catch-up contributions, for most employees, the limit is $23,500 per year. So in this example, if you're contributing $1,000 per pay period, you're getting that 1% automatic match, which they contribute whether you put any money in or not. You get that 4% match, so it's a 5% total. And once you hit that $23,500 limit, the agency will still keep contributing 1% of your salary, but you're not going to be able to contribute more than that because you hit your limit. So the rest of that, after that, you can't. If you got some value out of that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so that this can go out to more people. Thank you.